I'm going to record this session. Let's give it. The first presenter is Stanley Ozo. He sent me a message that he has an exam this morning and he won't be able to present in person. So he sent me a video of his presentation, which I'm going to share now. The good thing, it's about 3 minutes long, so don't have much problems with that.
Dr. So can we just go over a few housekeeping rules before
Sure,
we
sure, sure,
yes.
yeah, sure,
Okay,
yeah.
so welcome everyone to the social sciences and humanities section of the forum. So a few housekeeping rules. We sent emails a few days ago just detailing some of those rules, but we'll just go over them again so you're clear. So each presenter gets 10 minutes to present. We will interrupt you politely, maybe when you're halfway through, to tell you you have 5 minutes left. And then at the end, we're going to just politely cut in and say your time is up. Because again, we're a few minutes behind time, so we're trying to get things moving as quickly as possible. This session is being recorded, so just bear that in mind. And then, as was mentioned in the main room, we're going to have top awards for each section, including this section. And we're going to judge presenters based on clarity, eloquence, and time management. So those are the three sort of key things that we're looking at. So um, I think that's everything that you need to know at this point. So we can proceed now, Dr. Sop. Over to you.
Yeah, and then we also have like the evaluations.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, while each presenter is doing their thing, we'll put feedback links in the chat box. So please, members of the audience, just click on these links to provide feedback to our presenters. Thank you.
So this is the link to the person I'm going to play his presentation now. I hope this works. I think he couldn't record with Zoom, so he just sent this.
Thank you, Association of Nigerian Scholars in Hong Kong, for this wonderful
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the presentation.
privilege to be one of the presenters in today's annual research forum. My name is Ozo Stanley, presenting on the topic negation marking in Mbako dialects and the standard Igbo. Join me as I take you through this research work. Thank you. Negation marking in Mbako dialect of Igbo and the standard Igbo. Here is the abstract, the overview, and the significance of the study. To some extent, the research will work or help people to understand the similarities and differences in the negation marking of the Igbo and Mbaku dialects. Negation is a process of construction in grammatical and semantical analysis, which typically expresses contradiction of some meanings in sentences. Standard Igbo and Mbaku dialects. Mbaku dialect is a dialect spoken in Mbaku, a town in Awka North local government area in Anambra State. Here, let's look at the negation in indicative form. Here we can see that law is attached to the verb root to form negation in Mbaku dialects. For instance, Nkechi amalomma. Negation in progressive form. Law is also attached to the verb root, not minding the vowel harmony. In some examples here, Chinyere anala akọ akụkọ. Chinyere anala akọ akụkọ. Law is the negator in this instance. Negation in polar questions. Polar questions are questions that require yes or no. Mba osilo nri. We can see that law is as well attached. Negation in future tense. Law is also attached. One of the major similarities is that both Mbaku dialects and the standard Igbo makes use of affixation, but they differ in the sense that re, behi is used in standard Igbo, whereas lo, belo, ne is used in Mbaku dialect to indicate negation.
That's the end of the presentation. He's not here, so any feedback you have can just go into the evaluation form. So the next presenter is Amofu. I don't know if they are here. Amofu Enyoke and Okereke Abubakar Gaba. I can't see them here. So Olua Silvanus, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Go
Okay,
ahead
so,
and give me a presentation. Do I need to?
do I need to share my screen? No? Okay.
You can share your screen, but let me see if I can allow you to try sharing first. Let's see.
I think you should be able to share your screen.
I don't think we even have the power to make him a co-host to share, but let him try.
Okay.
Okay, he can try, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, can you expand it? Can you maximize it?
Okay, so I'm trying to. Just a minute. Oh, God. Okay, I'm trying to. Can you see it now?
We can see it, but it's tiny. Can you make it bigger?
Okay. Okay, what about now?
I don't know if it's from my end. It's okay now. Can you probably put it on slideshow?
Okay.
From the beginning, click on the beginning. There's a place that writes from beginning. You can just click on it.
Yeah, yes. It's, I don't know, it's still not doing.
Left stop. Yeah,
Okay.
click on it.
Okay. Is that okay now?
Yes, it's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll be sharing we're presenting on examining the influence of government removal of fuel subsidy on secondary school teachers' production and utilization of instructional materials in Plateau State. So the outline, introduction, statement of problem, aim, objectives, research questions, theory significance, then research method, results and findings, then conclusions and recommendations. Those are my outline for this presentation. I know I have just 10 minutes, so I'll be as quick as possible. What is subsidy? First, subsidy in Nigeria is a government intervention whereby the government decides to cut to make petrol products, like petrol products, we talk about fuel, kerosene, to make it cheaper or affordable for citizens by paying off some percentage of the cost, the original cost. So that is what we talk about when we say fuel subsidy. instructional media or material. They range from textbooks and visual aids. These are resources used by a teacher or an instructor to aid teaching and learning in the classroom settings. So now benefits of first subsidy removal. First subsidy, benefit of the first subsidy first. It helps in social protection. What do we mean? Social protection, it helps in cushioning the effects of inflation for most households in Nigeria. The common households that depend on energy. So first subsidy helps in cushioning these effects. The price of fuel globally, it fluctuates. It's not static. So when the government pays this first subsidy, it helps stabilizes the price and keeps it very, very low. Economically, it provides for affordable fuel operational costs for industries that use energy for their production. It helps reduce the cost of production. So now, why do they decide to remove this fuel subsidy? One of the reasons given by the government is that they said that they cannot manage the regime anymore. The fuel subsidy payments that is getting more, the cost is increasing by the day, and so the government says they can't manage it. Then there are also advices from economic experts like IMF and World Bank. These are the two reasons the government gave in removing fuel subsidy. Now, what is the problem that this research is looking at? This research is trying to say that due to the removal of first subsidy, there's likelihood of high inflation, which of course results in high cost of fuel for educational purposes. Then academic implications, because of high cost of fuel, going to work for teachers and going to school for students becomes very difficult. Some of them find it they have to go to work late because you might have to walk a little distance because once fuel increases, transportation costs also increases, so they might have to walk. Educators' productivity. This simply means that the cost of computing to school, the cost of producing materials. Now, as an educator, sometimes you might have to improvise to produce your materials. So the cost of all these things will definitely.
Hello, Mr. Silvanus. Okay. It looks like he has network issues.
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay. Let me just give it just a minute and then see if he returns. Otherwise, we might need to have someone else do their presentation.
Hello, sorry, I think the network, I don't know, just went off.
Okay.
It's okay.
Hello, am I still on?
Yeah, yes, you're on, but you need to reshare your screen.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we understand. Yes.
Okay, am I on now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Please, the network just went off. So institutional strain. So the cost of maintaining school and operating school becomes very high, especially schools that uses fuel and generator for operation. So now the aim of this research, this research is to check the influence of government's removal of fuel subsidy on secondary school teachers' production and installation of instructional materials in Plateau State. That is the aim. The research was guided by 5 objectives: production and installation of visual instructional materials, production and installation of audiovisual instructional materials, production and installation of audiovisual instructional materials in state schools, then production and utilization of improvised instructional materials, then production and utilization of realia materials. So these 5 objectives also help in formulating the 5 research questions as well as the 5 hypotheses that research was investigated. Now, from this, the theory that this research uses, the critical pedagogical theory, the CPT, was propounded by Paulo Ferri. And this theory is important because this theory is rooted. The theory talks about social justice, equity, and critical thinking education. So this theory is important because, of course, the increase in fuel leads to imbalance in the economical justice for teachers and especially students as well. Now, so this theory helps and tells the teachers they should actually look at the economic inequalities that fuel subsidy might have caused them. And so by so doing, it helps guide a meaningful and relevant framework for this study. This study is also significant. This study was significant to educators, students, administrators, policymakers, government, and even non-government organizations. For policymakers, it helps to, for instance, if you discover that fuel subsidy has a negative effect or positive effect, it affects the policy that will be passed by the policymakers to help pushing the effect of this fuel subsidy. Now, the primary focus from the scope of this study is focused on secondary school biology teachers in government-owned schools in Plateau State. That is where the scope of this study is focused on. Now, this study is also, the scope also focuses on examining the economic implications. That's the first thing we're trying to look at from these studies, and those changes that affect senior secondary school teachers. Now, the following terms were defined: influence. Influence simply means the change of attitude. Government withdrawal, that means government have stopped doing something. What does government stop doing? Something they were initially doing. Fuel subsidy, I've defined that already from the beginning. It talks about cushioning the effects of fuel price or petroleum products. The price is reducing their cost. All right, government takes away some of the the cost. Secondary school teachers, these are people who teach from age 11 to 16 in the Nigerian educational system. Then production and utilization. Production is the act of making something new from scratch. While utilization is the act of making use of what has been produced. So instructional materials are those aids that where the teacher uses in teaching. Now, a lot of research literatures were reviewed on this study, the concepts of fuel subsidy, concept of classification, production of instructional material, concept visualization, and then empirical review was done on 15 literatures were reviewed empirically, and then the summary of literature review was done. The research method. Researcher employed a descriptive survey design with a sample size of 201 teachers randomly, selected through the random sampling technique. That was a random technique that was used in selecting the sample. Then all 201 questionnaires were returned after administration. That means none of the respondents did not return. We all got our questionnaires back. So the data were collected using a research-developed instrument called Teachers Production and Installation of Instructional Materials. It was self-developed. The researcher developed it, and it consists of 30 closed-ended questionnaires using the Likert 4-point scale model. Just to say again, in developing the sample size, we used the Rayamani sampling technique. That was what was used in developing the sampling size out of the population. Reliability and validity of the instruments were confirmed through experts review and pilot test. Took the instruments to experts, 3 experts from Science and Technology Department, University of Jos, and then the pilot test we used 2 schools out of the sampling region to carry out the pilot test. The data was analyzed using mean and standard deviation, and the hypotheses were tested at a 0.05 level of significance. The results finding.
Mr.
The findings reveal a negative influence.
You have 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Yeah.
The findings reveal a negative influence of fuel subsidy removal on teachers' ability to produce and utilize all 5 categories of instructional materials. That is audiovisual, visual, audio, ruralia, and improvised. The findings also reveal that gender does not influence fuel subsidy removal. So it doesn't matter whether it's a female or male teacher, it still affects them. Whether it's an NCE or BSc teacher, it still affects them. So the degree does not affect. Whether it's a biology teacher or other sciences, it still does not affect them. Then it also tells us that even in production of ruralia, it doesn't affect them as well. Then the conclusion. To conclude, based on the findings, based on the findings of this study, the study concluded that the government removal of fuel subsidy influences teachers' production and utilization of instructional materials by reducing their financial and economic capacity. Now, the following recommendations were made by the researchers: allocation of additional funding and resources to teachers to enable them produce instructional materials, implement targeted professional development programs to help improve their skills, so they can maybe if their skills are improved, they can find other better ways to develop instructional materials, develop and distribute guidelines and resources for creation of instructional materials, and foster collaboration among teachers with different qualifications and subject specifications. So next are the references, and I think that is all from myself. Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can you go back to your results? I want to just check something before you stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can stop sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending and thank you for presenting your research. It's good to see the kind of studies that are being conducted in Nigeria with respect to education and then fuel subsidy. So our next presenter is not here, but I can see Dr. Goodluck. HOD, sir. You have the floor if you are ready.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I had a problem. I didn't know that we are supposed to have PowerPoints, but notwithstanding, I just saw the message early in the morning. I didn't prepare my PowerPoint, but I have to present my work without PowerPoint. I don't think it's right, but I have to go with it. Thank you for giving me audience. Stop reaching. God
Thank
bless
you
you, my
for
brother.
coming. You can
My
proceed.
topic is very simple. I can proceed. Okay. My topic is leveraging effective language use and interdisciplinary collaboration for more fit in GI and machine learning. We know that artificial intelligence is the in thing today, and a lot of people have argued whether we are going to lose our job or we're working with it. But artificial intelligence and machine learning, beyond what they are currently required, enhance multiple pleasure or measure on how to diverse research and what's making more concrete efforts. Among others, we meant to understand that this work is determined to that extent that which effectively language use and interdisciplinary measure or collaborations, giving us the background achievement in contemporary tertiary institution, it averred that the stage are in two hands rather than one. We also look at it as a manifesto or manifesting the meaningful collaborations among professionals of different fields. We find out that artificial intelligence can collaborate with someone in social, as we see, social science and humanities, engineering, even in religions. Artificial intelligence is very, very important. So we also look at artificial intelligence in technology. We look at artificial intelligence in informatics, in linguistics, in computer sciences, and even applied and social sciences. In this work, we use mixed methods. Mixed method where we saw descriptive survey, enabling mixed methods and interpretive via. So we look at the corrections or correctional descriptive survey. We use Ebonyi State Institution as a case study where we have 60 lecturers of 6 different departments across our university in southern Nigeria. We look at the results. The result shows that the effective language use and interdisciplinary collaborations have the potentials to increase background using the GAI and ML. The study also submit that effective language use and interdisciplinary collaborations are available tools of advancing GAL and MA they can provide lasting solution to pedagogic and technology integration issues. Intellectuals must partner with the media to create increased awareness about GAI and MLE. Then effective language use are interdisciplinary collaboration to public across various places. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the presentation, and for sharing the importance of collaboration in generative AI and machine learning. Ajibola, you can moderate the second presentation from Sylvanus.
Yeah.
Abstracts.
Mr. Sylvanus, you have the floor.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah, I
just
actually have two presentations.
yes. So if you could just share your screen.
Okay, I've done that.
Right. So and then slideshow like you did before, right.
Mm. Okay, so is my screen good?
Yes,
Yes, it's good.
Yeah. So you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you once again. I'll be presenting on influence of AutoCAD on students' motivation and achievements in technical drawing in Plateau State, Nigeria. Okay, so introduction. Technical drawing is the universal language in engineering, architecture, and design. Everybody who has gone through this or studying this must have understood or went through technical drawing at some point. Then in secondary school, technical drawing is essential in STEM skills, like science, technology, and engineering and mathematics. For you to learn these skills, because technical drawing helps in problem solving, it helps in spatial reasoning, and then it also helps develop athletics. Precision is one very key thing we know technical drawing helps TD students understand. Now, AutoCAD is a leading computer-aided design software, enhances accuracy, productivity, and collaboration when carrying out TD activities. So, integrating AutoCAD, that is AutoCAD stands for AutoCAD. Integrating AutoCAD in technical drawing education aligns student skills with industry standards, fostering creativity, innovation, and professional readiness. So once those who know how to use AutoCAD, it gives them this creativity, it helps them to become innovative and to help them become professionally ready. And then statement of problem, technical drawing instruction in Plateau State, Nigeria still relies heavily on manual method despite the global integration of computer-aided design tools. So this means that most times in Plateau State, if you go around these TD schools or technical schools, still use manual method. Even the teachers, they all use manual method. So the adoption of AutoCAD in secondary schools is minimal. Is basically, I think that's straightforward, is minimal. And then empirical evidence, there's a lot of research have not been done about that. Most people just focus maybe on other sciences or maybe other instruments, not technical drawing as an instructional material. So another problem this research is trying to investigate is to investigate the adequacy of infrastructures. And the research investigated that the infrastructures adequacies, there are no infrastructures that could help students to use this AutoCAD. Even the instructors themselves, if they are skilled enough, and if these students have access to this technology that we are talking about, this AutoCAD, because it requires some kind of professionalism to be able to use. So we discovered that these things are actually problem that the research tries to investigate. Now, the study was also, the aim of this study is to investigate the influence of AutoCAD on students' motivation and achievement in technical drawing in Plateau State. Now, we had 4 research questions, 4 objectives, which are to determine the level of students' gender awareness, both male and female, to determine the level of teachers' experience, to investigate the influence of teachers' qualification, if it's NC or BSc, if it affects, then to identify the types of AutoCAD that affect student motivation and achievement. These research objectives also guided the research questions as well as the research hypothesis. Now, the theories that we use is the Albert Bandura social cognitive theory and the Noel Boch competency theory. Both theories helped develop this the theoretical framework for these studies. Like for the Abbas Bandura, it talks about that technology can be used when properly observed. So it boosts motivation to use that technology if there's proper observation. Then for the Budge theory, talks about that technology can be used in 4 stages: competence, awareness gaps, mastery, and then automation, if it can be used automatically. Then the scope of the study, the scope of this research was limited to secondary schools, SS2 students offering technical drawing in Plateau State. Now, we just use only SS2 because of the SS3 students were writing external exams when we were doing the investigation. This study will be significant to students, teachers, policymakers, curriculum developers, academic researchers, and technology developers. Then definition of terms, AutoCAD is an instructional aid, student motivation, what will make student want to use something, student achievement, the outcome after being motivated. Technical drawing is a subject taught in senior secondary schools in Nigeria. Then the following literatures were reviewed under the following headings: concept of instructional material, types of instructional material, the concept of student motivation, teaching and learning technical drawing in secondary schools, the relevance, and then empirical review. 15 literatures were investigated for empirically, and then the summary of the literature was captured in the work. So the research methodology, the researcher we adopted a descriptive survey design that is questionnaires, giving out questionnaires because of the large number of students that offered this course. Now, a sample of 242 respondents comprising of both teachers and students, using again the Rao-Yamani sampling technique, was used to investigate to get the sampling size. And then because it's not every school that teaches technical drawing, it's only the technical schools that teach this. So the researcher used a stratified random sampling technique. So we had to divide because these technical schools are divided into geopolitical senatorial zones, north and south and central. So we had to use so that at least each zone will be represented because these schools are not found everywhere. Data were collected using a self-constructed questionnaire titled Students' Perception of AutoCAD, SPAQ, was constructed by the researcher and then administered. The reliability and validity of the instrument were confirmed through experts and pilot testing. 3 experts, 2 from Science and Technology University of Jos, then one technical drawing teacher that has 20 years experience in TD, in teaching TD, was used just to help us get a very good questionnaire.
Mr.
Scripting
Silvano,
and differential statistics.
you have a minute left.
Okay, so in conclusion, the conclusion and recommendations, the researchers recommend that TD should be adopted in secondary schools. It is minimal, so there is need for more research. Then the researchers also concluded that there is urgent need for students to be motivated and curriculum should be reformed to help the teachers use technical drawing. Thank you very much. I don't want to overstay. Thank you very much. And once again, I'm glad to have this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Silvanos, on your very insightful presentation on how the use of AutoCAD might affect student learning outcomes in Plateau State. So I think we have a few more presenters now on the call, and we'll just see. Okay, Miss Edith Hanyao, I think you're here with us now.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, thank you for joining us. I think if you're ready to go, we'll just let you have the floor.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so please share your screen, and just to let you know that you have 10 minutes, and then we'll interrupt in the middle to tell you you have 5 minutes left, and then we'll cut in at the end to let you know when the time is up.
I want to start by apologizing that my PowerPoint slide is not readily available. I don't know if I can continue.
Please go ahead.
All right, thank you. This paper is actually a co-authored paper. The title is Interdisciplinary Collaboration as a Pathway to Increased Awareness and Use of Generative AI among Nigerian university lecturers. And it's authored by Ngozi Alice Okonkwo of the Department of Agricultural Economics, Management and Extension, Ebonyi State University, Abakaliki. Myself, Edith Ada Anyanwu of the Department of Languages and Linguistics, Ebonyi State University, Abakaliki, and Veronica Onwanyi Ubi of the Department of Arts and Social Science Education, Ebonyi State University. And now this paper is to increase the awareness of artificial intelligence. We all know that the benefit of artificial intelligence to scholarship cannot be overemphasized. And then we put heads together to bring up a paper with the aim to increase awareness and use of artificial intelligence, AI. Then various pragmatic measures have to be deployed if this has to be done. For artificial intelligence to be upheld, various pragmatic measures have to be put in place. This study, therefore, examines the place of interdisciplinary collaboration in increasing awareness and use of generative artificial intelligence, GAI, among Nigerian university lecturers. We all know that students explore artificial intelligence a whole lot, and we as lecturers, we have to be on top of our game to keep abreast of the situation. Descriptive survey design and qualitative method were employed. These methods suffice a lot in a study like this, and we have semi-structured interview. We use it to obtain data from 60 lecturers of the two universities in Ebonyi State, Nigeria. These lecturers are from 6 departments, with 3 each from 2 universities. In each department, we use 10 lecturer participants, they were involved in telephone interviews. The participants, of course, were at free will, with the participant being told to withhold their names, but we needed their ranks, their departments, and their years of experience. Each of the author, 3 of us, we had the task of interviewing 20 lecturers each to make it easy for data collection. At the end of the day, the data were analyzed qualitatively. And then in our results, it revealed low level of awareness and use of GAI, that's generative artificial intelligence, and interdisciplinary collaboration among Nigerian university lecturers. While confirming interdisciplinary collaboration can significantly increase awareness and use of GAI among the lecturers. With this, our results at our disposal, we came up with our conclusion that opportunity
Hello? Okay, I think we have network issues again, so we'll just hold on a moment for her to reconnect.
of GAI can be
Okay. Now let's just wait a few more seconds and see if she reconnects. Okay, I think it looks like we might have to move to a different presenter, and then when Ms. Anya will reconnect, so let her carry on with that presentation.
I think the Even the next presenter, I don't even know if he's ready now.
Okay. Okay, let's just give it just a minute or two more, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, Miss Sanya seems to be back in the main room. She just needs to join. Yeah. Dr. Soproche, what do you propose we do?
We can just move to the next presenter. So the next presenter is Mr. Bestman. He's in Russia, and you know the Russia ban and Zoom. He can't connect to Zoom, so we are trying to see how we can leverage technology to help him to present. So he has sent his slides to me. Let me see if I can share that. Okay. And then he's going to speak from my WhatsApp. And let's see if that will work. Oops. A lot of factors. Come on. Just give me a minute. Let me try this again. What's wrong? Okay, here we go. Mr. Dr. Bestman, you can start speaking.
All right.
Can you hear him?
We can. If it's possible for you to speak a bit louder,
They say you should speak louder.
that would be great. Yes.
All right. Can you hear me now?
It is better now. Yes. Please carry on. You have 10 minutes, and then we'll let you know when you're
All
halfway
right. Thank you
through.
very much. All right. Thank you very much. My name is Bestman Ode. I'm sorry, my location will almost cost me a barrier. Thank you for this idea and opportunity, Dr. Christian. Our paper is on. Please, can you turn the slide? I can't see it's upside down.
Interesting.
All right. Please, to the top, the title. So the paper is on multimodal meaning making in the digital age. Our focus is the use of sticker to communicate among students of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Now you can see in the background of the study, we try to give an overview of what digital age and communication is talking about. So in the digital age, communication, of course, has evolved beyond traditional text-based interactions to incorporate multimodal forms of meaning making. So one prominent aspect of this is of course, in the use of stickers as a form of digital visual communication in instances and the rest. So focus in this paper, it's the students of University of Nigeria, how they use sticker to communicate and perhaps in conversation, looking at the functions and how efficient this is to them. All right, the next slide, please. All right, the gap is why digital stickers have become ubiquitous in the online interactions of students in UNN. Their cultural situation functions, process functions, social-linguistic significance and influence on academic communication remain critically underexplored. So the study, grounded on multimodal social semiotic theory, propounded by Kress and then 2001, seeks to address this gap. So we're addressing this gap by looking at two basic objectives. The first one is to examine the use of speakers in everyday online interactions among students of the University of Nigeria. And the second one will investigate the influence it has on their academic performance. The next slide, please. Okay, for the research questions, of course, the two objectives will be addressed. Then for significant study provides insight into how speakers function as communicative tools within academic settings and how they influence interpersonal interactions among students. Of course, it offers guidance to students on balancing informal and formal modes of communication in academic environment. All right. Then the next slide, please. For literature review, of course, we'll look at some theories that are relevant to the study, look at works done by different scholars, and the framework, we know it's multimodal semiotic theory, and we reviewed, summarized all the literature that was done. It's fully in the paper when you have access to. The next slide, we turn to the framework, as I said earlier, is the multimodal semiotic theory. And to analyze this theory, we use it to analyze how students of University of Nigeria construct meaning through digital stickers, and also treating them as complex semiotic resources rather than mere decorative elements. So the theory posits that meaning making is inherently multimodal. The next slide, please. Yes, for the research methodology, we've used our mixed methods. That's the qualitative and the quantitative research. Quantitatively, we use the quantitative method is used to address the second objective. It talks about the influence it has on their academic performance. Questionnaire were distributed amongst the students to see their views, to know how it has really affected them it has really affected their academic performance. And we use that and was analyzed statistically. And for qualitatively, the first one, looking at how the stickers are being used, what purpose, the function and role it plays for these students and all that. The next slide is, so we have some of the pictures. Of course, you know that semiotic theory looks at signs, images, and that's why we feel that this theory is best, or it suits this analysis. Then, looking at the first slide, and in addressing the first objective, we can see a conversation between students of the linguistics department talking and all that. Can you bring the slide that? No, take it up to where the analysis is written. Good. So one of the use of speaker is to express anger. If you can see the picture there, where the students are actually having a conversation, it's fully in the paper, having a conversation, and see the kind of sticker that was attached there to show that I am not happy, I am angry. So sticker can actually be used to express anger among students. And the next slide is, it's also used to show or indicate interest in something. If you look at, take the slide up with this, if you look at that baby that is actually shown on the slide, you'll see that shows that I am interested in whatever you are saying with the dance, showing excitement and the rest. All then the next slide, please.
Mr. Ode, you have 3 minutes left.
Oh, okay, please. For acceptance of apology, I think that is strongly not error. Apology and no, take to the next slide, please. Okay, so for all these images and charts we're getting from students' WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Now, looking at the effects of it, we couldn't present the statistical data here, but just give a overall discussion of the negative effect it has on the academic performance of the student from the information gathered from the questionnaire distributed, most of the students said it has negative influence on their academic performance. One of it is that it makes them to be unserious with their studies and very lazy to do their academic work, because most times they want to, they keep chatting and using stickers to communicate, of which you can use with your lecturers or even in exams. So it negatively affects their spoken English as they feel at home with using speakers to communicate than to speak. It also affects their writing skills. Many of them can't write. When they want to express themselves, they prefer to use the speaker to air their view and all that. Then I think in conclusion, speakers have become an essential part of how students at the University of Nigeria and Sika communicate and express themselves in group chats. They provide a fun and creative way to share emotions such as anger, frustration, joy, or amusement, making conversations feel more relatable. So, in a nutshell, speaker usage is good, and students are actually at home with it, makes them feel good, but negatively affects their academic performance. Thank you for listening.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Ode, for that very insightful presentation. Thank you for presenting despite the barriers in your way.
Thank you.
Yes. So I believe that's everybody on our roster. I don't see anyone else present that present.
Yeah, I think that's everybody. I've tried to check in the main session to see if there's anybody that should be here that is there, but nobody is there again. So thank you so much for your presentations. And now it's time for question and answers. So if you have any question for our presenters, our four presenters, please feel free to ask. Or any suggestions. It's more of question discussion. So if you have any suggestions that can help them to improve the study, it's also an opportunity for you to share.
So and just to remind you on the presentation, Stanley also sent in a video where he presented on negation marking in a dialect of Igbo, and Mr. Silvanos had presentations. The first one on the influence of the removal of subsidy on production and utilization of instructional material in Plateau State. And the second was on the influence of AutoCAD use on students' motivation and learning outcomes also in Plateau State. Then we heard briefly from Miss Edith Anyanwu before she left. I think there's no need to provide any questions. And then finally, we heard from Mr. Ode, our last presentation, which was on the use of sticker communication among the University of Nigeria students. So if you have any questions, you can either indicate and then ask them directly, or you can just put them in the chat box.
I have one question from Dr. Ode. From the data that you presented, I saw that there was, obvious name of the people that use the stickers, and then the group where the stickers were generated. How did you handle ethical issues? Did you get the consent of these students to reveal these details about them in the study?
Yes. Of course, yes. During the sketch, the interview, told some of them that I hope you go ahead for those posted and all that. Well, I got positive response. Those from declined, and the ones that responded positively are the ones I actually got not documented.
Okay, thank you so much. And Mr. Silva, one question for you.
Okay.
You mentioned in the two presentations that you had, you mentioned that you did you designed the questionnaires by yourself, or you and your fellow researchers.
Yes.
And then you also quoted about the reliability stuff. Did you probably do a factor analysis of the items to see the constructs that they are able to provide?
Yes. When testing for the validity, we did face and content validity as well as construct validity. So then each question item was based on the research question. So for instance, we had 30 questionnaire items, and if we have 5 research questions, so we have to split it across this 30. So 6 per research question to cover the entire research questions. So like for the first one that had 5, all the research questions had 6 items each to cover them adequately. So that's the same thing we did for the second one.
So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but did you probably do a confirmatory factor analysis to see if these items load onto the research questions? Because
Yes.
one thing that, you have these ideas, you just, draft the questions based on the research questions. But after the responses, and then when you're doing the validity checks, you discover that, okay, probably when you do the confirmatory factor analysis, it doesn't really load well. And then you have to probably delete one research item because it doesn't improve the reliability of the questionnaire. That's what I'm asking.
We did that during the reliability check when we were doing the validity and reliability. That was when we did that. So it will help us cover all of that. Of course, this was the first question item we constructed, was not the one we later used. Because after doing the pilot test, we had discovered that we needed to factor out some and remove, I need to like change some basically. So after the pilot test, we did the pilot test with 2 schools outside the scope of investigation. So after that, we now discovered, so we modified the questionnaire item to suit in those construct and content validity. And afterwards, before we administer them. So I think the first one was one of the experts that validated, observed that. So we worked on it. We took the advice and reviews. Then when we went for the pilot test at the reliability, we also observed some again, and we came back and modified. So before we got the final list, I think that was the essence of the pilot test for us. Or let's say one of the essences of the pilot test.
Thank you so much. Mr. Okunna.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doc. My question goes to the, is it a question here or clarification that I would want the last presenter to make?
Dr.
During his
Beckman, over to
presentation,
you.
yeah, during the presentation, yeah, from the topic he actually presented on, I got to know that his study is based on the students of the University of Nigeria and Soka and the usage of stickers. And again, during the presentation, I heard him mention about getting stickers from Instagram and the rest of them. I don't know how likely is it to actually get talking about students of University of Nigeria and Soka and getting data from Instagram and or stickers from Instagram and several other social media posts. I don't know how rational it is to actually use take such paths. Thank you.
Our focus was basically on the students of Nigeria, how they use stickers and all that. We had access to some of their WhatsApps. I know with their concepts, their WhatsApps and their Instagrams and even some of their TikTok videos. That's why those videos and pictures were screenshot. I have more of them in the paper. So we got data strictly based on students of University of Nigeria and Soka. Their TikToks, their Snapchats, and their Facebook, WhatsApps, and the rest of them. So that's why it's like that.
Okay, so by that, by that there is an existing Instagram group for the students that you are able to access. Or well,
yes, I just spoke Russia to you. I'm sorry. Yes, please.
All right, thank you very much.
I think Dr. Ngozi Okonkwo is here.
Sure. Maybe before that, I have a question again for Mr. Ode.
Dr. Ode,
Yeah, so
Okay.
if you can hear me, so you sort of indicated during your presentation that one of your conclusions was that sticker communication had a negative effect on student academic performance. Right. So I think one can argue, and I think possibly that the direction of causation is the other way around. It could be that maybe students that have poor academic performance use stickers.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, but from a distance. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I'll try to speak up so you can hear me clearly. So I said, you concluded that among the students that you studied, sticker communication had a negative effect on academic performance, right? Yeah, so I'm saying it's possible that one can also argue that the direction of causation is the other way around. So that it's that students that have poor performance in their academics use stickers. So I don't know if yeah. So how did you deal with that in your research?
Well, this is a research, and of course, there's no one way to carry out the research, and no research is conclusively correct without other people's opinion. Yes, for the sake of this paper, what we looked at was what those students said about the use of sticker. So that's our focus in our analysis. So more than 80% said it has negative influence on their academic performance, and if you have it, you already have an A. So that's how we draw the conclusion that point. But it's still hopeful for further research or for suggestions and everything that can make the data.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for raising that question about causation. I think for his presentation and Silvana's presentation as well, the data they presented, I couldn't see that causal link between stickers and academic performance, and then first subsidy, and then use of instructional materials. If you're going to make a causal claim, I think it's best for you to hedge it, because the findings or results that you presented do not suggest such causal links. And for the fact that making that case can also be simplistic, because there are other situations, there are other factors that could make teachers not to have enough instructional materials, not just fuel subsidy. Fuel subsidy can just be a far-fetched phenomenon. So in terms of making that causal link, it's best for us to just be, tread with caution, especially when we didn't do any statistical analysis that would establish that causal relation. And just to quote the normal dictum, causation is not correlation is not causation. Yeah. I think we lost Dr. Kokonkwo again. So thank you so far for the questions and contributions as well. I think we will have to have it hang around for another 5 minutes and see if she's going to come around.
Right.
If she doesn't come around, then we are free to either go to the main stage session or to the what's it called? To the engineering and mathematics. But for the meantime, if you have any question as well, or any contributions or any suggestions, please feel free to tell us. Wait,
Wonderful.
you can start afresh.
Yes. I said, hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, they can hear you, I guess.
All right. Mine is just an appreciation. I want to thank the organizers, I beg your pardon, for this wonderful conference. Honestly, I've looked forward to such kind of conference, giving opportunities for young scholars to, write, present, and also have that kind of discussion. I really appreciate, and I also want to thank Dr. Abo Christian for not making me lose out in the presentation completely today. Honestly, I was almost lost thinking, how do I do this after a sleepless night and all that? So thank you all, and we hope to see more of this kind of conference. And my belief is that we have more persons to present more papers touching all areas of research and all that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, I think Dr. Ngozi is back.
Okay. Dr. Ngozi Okonkwo, can you hear me? Hello?
Dr. Ngozi, can you hear us? Mrs. Ode. You're welcome. Dr. Ode just finished his presentation. Dr. Ngozi, can you hear us?
Okay.
I think we've tried.
Yes.
We've tried to accommodate.
Okay.
My face is not there. Yes, I can. Dr. Ngozi can hear you from here.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
That's good. So you can continue from where you stopped.
Where Ms. Sanya will come, or maybe what do we just take the presentation again?
Dr. Nyan was here before, but I think she had network challenges, and then do you want to continue the presentation? Oh.
Hello.
Do
Can
you
you
want
hear
to
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Dr. Anyanwu has done the presentation before a while ago before I came in. And then the network hitch here is really, really a problem. Really a problem. I could hear her while she was talking, and I was battling to come on.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you want to complete the presentation, or we should just, take...
She has done that.
Okay.
I think she concluded it. She has done that.
Okay. No problem then. Thank you for Mr. Ajibola. I think we should move to. So thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you for responding to our call for abstracts. Thank you for sending in your abstracts. Thank you for coming to present. And thank you for, beating the odds despite the whole internet problems. You still managed to find a way to come and present. Now what we have to do is we still have like 20 minutes for the other sessions to complete their presentations. So we can either go back to the main room, you can do that by yourself, or we go to the science, the engineering and mathematics session to just listen to the presentation there. Then after that presentation, we will come back to the main room. Then we will conclude, announce the top presenters award, and then we will tell you about when we are going to send the certificate of participation, and then the link to the recording of this session if you want to, relive this event, and any other information that you can remember to tell you. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing your research, your knowledge, and experience with us. I believe it has been a very wonderful session.
Sopro,
Sir?
Doc, please, are we going to send our whole papers?
No, this is just, we don't have a journal.
Okay.
So this is just for presentation, and you are free to submit your papers elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. So you can move to the other sessions. Thank you so much. We will see in the main room in the next 20 minutes.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay, maybe we take 2 minutes break and see what happens.
Okay, Dr. Yoshino. You're muted.
Yeah, okay. So it seems like we have some people not available. Our last presenter is here, but also having trouble with the internet, with the connection.
Okay.
So yeah. How much more time do we have? I think we are.
No, we still have the engineering and mathematics session running. So
Okay.
yes, and I think your lab boss they just responded that you're ready to present now.
Oh, she's ready. Okay.
Yeah.
So please go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, good day everyone. Can you hear me please?
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me share my screen.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now, please?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I am Iola David Abosede, a recent graduate of Department of Mathematics, and I think it's noteworthy to say that it was just recent that I discovered my interest in robotics, specifically human-robot interaction. So within the next few minutes, next 10 minutes, okay, less than 10 minutes, I'll be talking on empowering robots to learn, generative artificial intelligence, for adaptive human-robot interaction. So before we go deep, I would like to lay a foundation on what a robot is. I believe a robot is a programmable machine that is capable of carrying out series of actions on its own. So a machine that can sense its environment and use that process the information and use it to make decisions, to carry out actions. We can actually call it a robot. And if we follow the trend of technology over the years, we've noticed that this robotics is actually being integrated into almost every aspect of life. If we check healthcare, robots are being used in healthcare, manufacturing, they are being used in manufacturing, they are being used in agriculture, they are being used in military. And why do we use them in so many sectors? I would say one of the reasons is because of its efficiency. Hardly do they make mistakes. I would have said they don't make mistakes, but in my presentation, I will talk about instances where they can be something like a mistake. So they actually have access to dangerous zones. There are times there will be disasters, probably fire outbreaks, floods, or let's say earthquakes, and humans will be able to go inside. You can send robots inside, to assess the situation of things. It's also cost effective. A job that a job that 100 people will do, the robot can do it within minutes without even feeling tired or demanding for money. Then, if we notice the trend of technology over the years, we would notice that one thing that has been driving technology, one of the reasons why we celebrate technology today is its ability to adapt. The reason why our technology is still relevant today is because of its adaptability. If we take, for instance, our mobile phones started just receiving calls and making calls, and over the years it's advanced to something bigger. We have social media apps on our phone. We have browsers on our phone. Even right now, many of us using our phones as personal assistants. That is how technology has adapted to the increasing demand of people. So using this same analogy, we can say that the future of robotics will be dependent on, or is dependent on adaptability. The reason why robotics will still be relevant later in the future is its ability to adapt. So very briefly, I will talk about human robot interaction. Human-robot interaction is the study of or practice of how humans and robots can collaborate, can communicate effectively. I believe it focuses on designing robots that can understand human actions, human languages, and emotions properly. And we can actually use them we have social robotics that is in customer service, that is they can align their responses based on the current situation, not just based on what they've been programmed to do. That is, imagine a situation where a customer service is, a, let's say a robot is conversing with a customer about the customer's complaints. There are situations where you converse with the robot, and the robot will tell you something like, the robot does not understand your flight. But in cases where we have generative AI integrated into robots, they can align their responses to understand that current context. So this my proposal. We focus on using generative AI to help robots to align their responses according to context, unlike traditional models. So this current stage now is the proposed system architecture, or should I say let me call this system architecture. So the first thing, the robots will be integrated with sensors, to receive data, to receive input from users. And these sensors, we can use RGB camera, that is the red, blue, green camera, depth camera. We can use microphones, to receive audio from users. Then the first layer, that is the environment sensor, when they receive sensors, when they receive probably voices, speeches, gestures, or facial expressions from humans, they can send it to the perception layer. This will process what the robot just received. Then there is this I wish I had put it here. Okay, there's this framework that we call the LangChain framework. The LangChain framework is a framework that allows us to send sensor data, like to send data from the sensor to the Gen AI, that is generative AI. Generative AI I focus on in my abstract is ChatGPT-4, ChatGPT-4V. This model encourages, it accepts just beyond text, it accepts audio, it accepts pictures, videos, and so on. So the LangChain framework helps the the sensors data to be sent to the ChatGPT-4 the model. This one will interpret, understand the user's input, and generate responses based on the user's flight, the user's current situation. Then from there, it sends it to the decision layer. The decision layer, what it use Arduino, the Arduino hardware, and stuff like that. We use the behavior trees to determine what response to give. From the Gen AI has already started understood what the user is going through. Then we send it to the vision layer. This vision layer will think, and we know the proper response to give to the user based on the current situation. Then it sends to the action layer, that is probably if it's a robotic arm, it send it to the robot, for motion, to carry out the action based on the user's situation. So from this integration of generative AI into robotics, we expect staff generalization. We expect increased human trust in robotic systems. When robots become capable of handling diverse tasks effectively, it includes user confidence and acceptance. Why this is actually a very good a good a good thing to consider. There are also certain things that certain challenges that we should take note. That is hallucinations and ethical usage. whenever if you use AI, if you use AI to an extent, there are times you'll be asking AI to do certain things and it will be going off point. So the other researchers in this field, it's actually beyond the scope of the abstract academic. But I am recommending that other researchers should actually work on, definitions challenges or challenge in this area. I hope I've not. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Also very interesting and time efficient. So we will now give a last call for the three outstanding presentations. So we have a talk that should have been given by Isaac Chinonso Ejechi. There's also another from Chibuchi Amaka and Obulu Bildad. And the last one should be from Ugochukwu Okwo. So if any of these people are available now and ready to go, please signify. So this is the last call. Well,
Yeah,
it
Dr.
seems
Ishino,
like yeah.
I've run out of presenters.
Okay. Yeah. So before I hand you over back to our secretary, I want to thank all of our presenters and the audience for your time and for your interesting presentation. So with that, I will hand you back to our secretary. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ishino, for doing a fantastic job of moderating this session. We still have one more session running, one of the breakout rooms, which is the engineering and mathematics session. So our audience, you have two options. You can either just stay here, wait for a few minutes while the session concludes, and then everyone will move back in here. Or if you're interested, you can always just join the other session, the engineering and mathematics session. I think they have some interesting presentations going on there. So yeah, you can do either one of those two things. But we should reconvene in, I don't know, between 10 to 12 minutes. So thank you
Sorry,
everyone for staying on. Yes?
sorry. Please, you people should wait. I just realized we had not asked questions. The question and answer section has not, yeah.
Oh,
Dr.
I'll let Dr. Ishino carry on then with the Q&A.
Yeah, I think if people have
Oh,
questions, they should ask. Yes.
The high risk, the low risk, and the moderate risk, and which shows how effectively and how reliability of our hybrid approach. And in conclusion, again, we can also say that this reinforces the potential of AI-powered tools in personal health monitoring. So each individuals can monitor their health by making use of when we deploy this model, people can make use of it to personalize for their own personal health monitoring, to know when to stop from spending time on their phone and to know when to continue. And it also helps in enabling early invention through predictive insight. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I'm grateful for that.
Thank you so much for the nice presentation. Do I have a question for him? Any question? Okay, if there's none, do we have Mr. Abdulatif? What about Mr. Abdul Washu? Sorry for the pronunciation. Do you have him here? Any other presenter that is here to present?
Mr. Destiny is here to present. Destiny Orobosa.
Okay.
Time from this. That's why I said the study was limited by funding. And even without funding, we could have carried out in vivo analysis in the lab using Mr. as
Hello?
Can you share your screen? Mr. Destiny, can you share your screen?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to me from. I am Mr. Destiny Omogete Orobusa from Ambizali University, Ekbuma, a graduate of Ambizali University, Ekbuma precisely. Sorry, I can't share my account. I'm unable to share my screen right now, please. I don't know if you can bear with me, or if I could send it to anyone here so you can help me.
You can send it to WhatsApp and we can.
Okay, sure. Yeah, WhatsApp.
I think the software is enough, so they might be.
Hello,
Yes,
come
send it
again,
to
sir.
WhatsApp. Check the chat. You can find the contact.
Okay, it's into WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Okay,
send it on WhatsApp.
let me just meet my. Let me just. Okay, hold on. Let me quickly send it. So. I want to send this. Okay. Sorry, please. I'm sorry for the delay. Okay. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm back right now. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I've sent it to one.
I'm trying to download now. Yeah, I'm trying to download.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. So a very quick one for Sunday. My network. Okay, sorry, the question I asked was what's the method you use for your qualitative synthesis of terms?
Okay, I'm still waiting.
Textual narrative synthesis, grouping different studies.
I'm sorry for the delay, please.
Do you have the screen now, right?
The screen is up.
You have your slide. You can start, please. Mr. Destiny, please start. You lost Mr. Destiny. The floor. Please start.
I'm waiting for the slide.
The slide is up.
So I'm yet to see my slide.
Just use your version of the slides. I think others can see the slide. I'm sharing it currently. Present with your version. We try to cope with it. Mr. Destiny, are you here?
Okay, thank you so much. I'm back now. Okay, my name is Omogiate Rubusa Destiny, graduate of Ambuzali University, Ekboma. I'm sorry, please. Can you all see me? Okay, my topic
Yes, we
is
can just proceed.
before I
Proceed
dive
to
into my
present.
topic.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm pleased to present my topic, design, automation, and development of a remote control lawnmower, or evaluation precisely. Let me begin by highlighting the key problems in this project. Traditional lawnmower, both manual or gas-powered lawnmower, comes with a high range of challenges. They are labor-intensive, noisy, environmental unfriendly due to carbon emission, and require constant supervision and regular maintenance. This issue limits their flexibility, efficiency while carrying out or while mowing on the field, particularly on larger or remote communities. To tackle this limitation, I and my team design a remote control lawnmower that integrates in Internet of Things, which is the IoT technology. This approach allows users to control the mower using your smartphones as a means of remote with a Wi-Fi to hotspot connection, not more than 20 meters. And this improves accessibility and easy to use. I'll be highlighting the key components in coupling this robotic lawnmower. Well, we have the 6.5 horsepower engine for the robust cutting, the 6.5 horsepower engine or the grounded engine, or we call it in engineering, we call it internal combustion engine for robust cutting power. We have the DC motor for direct control system for movement and ease operation and to ease operation, sorry. And we have the stainless steel blade for effective cutting, and also the alternator which serve as charging the battery and to ensure extended operation time, and a user-friendly dashboard interface featuring directional controls, blade and activation, and also battery status indicator. Materials used for this project, why materials used are mine steel and stainless steel. And you may ask, why mine steel or why stainless steel? Why I use mine steel? Why me and my team we use mine steel in coupling this machine is because one is because of its durability, strength, and cost effectiveness. And stainless steel because of the shining. Sorry, hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. You
Hello,
can.
can
We
you hear me?
can. Please continue.
Sorry, I'm sorry for the glitch.
We can hear you.
I'm
Please
sorry.
continue.
Okay. Why, to tackle this limitation, we designed a robotic lawnmower that is with an IoT Internet of Things technology that can be controlled using your smartphone, which serve as your remote, not more than 20 meters from the distance while mowing on the field. And while carrying out a performance test and evaluation, I conducted a field test across a 7 plots covered on a carpet grass on an average capacity, confirming the reliability and scalability of the system. This research put into overcome limitation of the previous work done by other researchers, such as hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Proceed.
Okay. Further research on robotic lawnmower. Okay, let me just go in conclusion. Okay. Sorry, let me just have to wind back a little. Please. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Please, I want who is controlling the slide, please go to the front page. The first one, please. Just want to quickly explain it again for proper understanding, please. Okay. No, the second one. Okay. Sorry, the methodology, please. The methodology. Okay. In carrying out this research, material selection was put into consideration while selecting several components in use in joining these components together, such as the mine steel and the stainless steel. Why, you may ask, why mine steel? Because of the durability and the strength of which the machine can carry, and to ease movements as well. And why stainless steel? Stainless steel is because for the cutting ability and to avoid corrosion. Sorry, that's why I use stainless steel as one of the components in this Research, sorry. Sorry, the next page, please. The next page, please. Okay, the 6.5 horsepower engine was used, and it has been local and everything you see in this machine markets here in Nigeria. I took it to the fabrication shop where you have the 6.5 horsepower engine, this DC motor, the alternator, the car battery. They are all locally sourced material, and the tire and the wheel, the tire wheel to ease movement. They are all locally sourced material. Please, the next page, I want to quickly explain the orthographical drawing over there. Hello, please, the next page. No, the next one, please. The orthographical drawing there. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, here on the screen we have the automatic lawnmower parts. Okay, yes.
Hello, Mr.
I'm okay
Destiny.
with this. This is the isometric drawing. The three, sorry, please, next, the previous one, please. The previous one. The orthographical drawing, please. The 3D orthographical drawing. Sorry, the 3D orthographical drawing, please. I don't mind. Okay, my time is almost up. Sorry. Okay. Here on the screen is the 3D orthographical drawing. You're taking it away, please, sir. No, the 3D orthographical drawing, please. Okay. Everything you see here, they are locally sourced material. We have the microcontroller, which is an AI built-in microcontroller with the help of your phone serve as the remote to ease movements not more than 20 meters.
Hello, Mr. Destiny. I think we've lost connection. Okay. I think we will stop for the. Do you have Bakare, Mr. Bakare? Mr. Bakare.
Is Bakare the last presenter?
Yes.
Okay.
Others still there not around.
Okay. If he or she is not here, I think we can just move to the Q&A. Maybe 2 questions, and then we can conclude and then move to the main room.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any other question? for any of the presenters. Any questions for our presenters?
If there are no questions, we can just conclude and then we can move to the main session.
Sorry, I had a glitch in my connection.
No problem. I think you
All
can
right.
just conclude the session so that we can move to the main room.
Okay, we've come to the end of the session, and thank you for the presenters. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentations and the knowledge shared. We are so grateful to have you, and all our participants. We are grateful. Let's go back to the main room.
Thank you so much. I think everyone is here. Thanks to all the presenters, thanks to all the attendees, thanks to our NHSK members who participated in this year's research forum to support the research committee. So I think the next thing we need to do is to announce the top presenters for each of the panel. And before we get to that, I will hand over to Mr. Ajibola to remind the members of the anodos. Mr. Ajibola, please.
Right. So thank you, Dr. Soporuche. For ANSHK members in the audience, this is a gentle reminder to pay your annual dues. We're now near the point where we're about to purchase souvenirs for members. So it would help us greatly if you can pay your dues as soon as possible. And if I have this correctly, for PhD students, the due is 500 HKD, while for master students, it's 300 HKD. So any NSHK member in the audience, if you haven't paid your dues, please endeavor to do so as soon as possible. I think Dr. Soap, you have a slide on the souvenir. Yes, so we're looking at a range of items to give to members this year. So calendars, bottles, towels, diaries, etc. So if you would like any of these items, please pay your dues as quickly as you can. I'm not sure if there are any other. Okay, and then we have all these different social media platforms. For non-ASHK members in the audience, we have events like this regularly. So if you follow us on any of these platforms, you can sort of get notice of our events when they're supposed to be, when we hold them. So for Facebook, it's anshk.org, just search on Facebook. On YouTube, we have I'd say thriving channels on YouTube. We post videos occasionally from events like this. I think the video from this event will also go up on YouTube in a couple of, I'd say, weeks. So that will give us time to sort of edit and clean some things there. So yes, you can find us on YouTube at ANSHK. You can email us anytime if you have any questions about, for example, studying in Hong Kong, or if you're just looking to visit Hong Kong, you can always send us emails via our email address, which is anshk.org@gmail.com. And then finally, we have a website, which is www.anshk.org. You can also reach us there. The website is still fairly new. We're trying to populate it with resources, but yeah, you can still just check the website now to see if there's anything there that interests you, and then also contact us via the website. I saw a question there on LinkedIn. We currently do not have a LinkedIn account, but maybe that's something we can explore in the future. But for now, these are the social media platforms that we use frequently.
You can announce the presenters, the top presenters.
Right. So again, thank you to all the presenters. We had issues with okay, sorry, I think I have one person's hand raised. Sheyi Oyelami, please, do you have a question or comment or something? Please go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, can you speak a bit louder?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you now.
It's just an observation, not a question, either.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that in this kind of gathering, there should be a breakout room whereby we can get to know each other.
Okay.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Some of us are actually aspiring to school in Hong Kong, so that would give us an avenue to actually meet people that are already studying there or other staying there.
Okay.
So thank you.
Yes, I think that's a great suggestion. It's something that I would definitely consider for the next forum. But then, like I said, if you have any questions at all, please send us an email or reach us on any of the social media platforms that we showed previously. We are always striving to respond to emails and questions as quickly as we can. So please reach us via any of those platforms, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Okay, so
And I think we also have series of talks on how to secure PhD scholarship or position in Hong Kong. You can go to our YouTube page and then you can see that. And I think in the nearest future, we can also organize more events. So that event is actually specific for, telling people how to secure PhD position in Hong Kong. And based on your suggestion as well, probably in those meetings as well, we can probably have 10 minutes for people to have more one-to-one discussions. So thanks so much for the suggestion.
okay, so in the absence of comments, questions, I'll just we don't have much time left. I'll just carry on now with announcing the top presenters from each section. Again, we want to appreciate all presenters for showing up. And we had a few challenges across the rooms with respect to network issues, but that didn't stop people from trying to present, and we're very grateful for that. So for the I'll start with this room, the main room, which was the science and technology section. So the top award for this room goes to Sunday Aspita Abraham. I don't know if you're still here with us, can you maybe show
Yes,
a video?
yes,
Yes,
I'm
okay.
still here. I'm still
Yeah,
here.
so
Thank you very,
well done on your great presentation and congratulations.
thank you very much. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Right.
Thank you.
For the social sciences and humanities section, our top presenter was Oluwa Silvanus. Mr. Silvanus, are you still here with us?
Yes, I'm still here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the brilliant presentations. Congratulations.
Thank
And then
you.
finally, for the engineering and mathematics section, the top presenter award goes to Mr. Waliu Abdurrashid. Are you still here with us? Waliu
Yes, I'm
Abdurrashid.
here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Thanks for the recognition. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you also for the presentation. So we'll have certificates go out to the top presenters. I think within the next week. Um, Dr. Sop, are you about to say something?
No, no, no. I wanted to say we used to give money, but currently we are broke.
We're broke at the
So
moment,
if any ex-member of the or current member alumni of the NHSK wants to fund or sponsor this the cash prize of the top or best presenter, please feel free to do so.
okay. Right. So in bringing this event to a close, I'll in my capacity as the secretary of the Association of Nigerian Students in Hong Kong, I'll be presenting closing remarks, and I'll just get through this very quickly because again we're very short on time, and I'd just like to appreciate again everyone for showing up today. We're really happy that we have, and the attendance was great throughout, and then we're really appreciative of this. Then would like to extend our appreciation to our patron. I don't think he's no longer on the call. Professor Marafa has always stood by us, and like was said earlier during the meeting, he had to postpone a trip to China to be with us today, and we're really grateful for that. Um, we're grateful as well to our keynote speakers and our guest speakers, who I'm sure have very busy schedules, but still took time to join us and then present very thought-provoking and insightful presentations. We're appreciative of that. And then to further qualify, I think what was said by the chairman, this forum has been fairly global in scope. We had researchers with affiliations in institutions in Ghana, Nigeria, Hong Kong, and then even in the US. And but this forum before used to be limited to ANSHK members, but then it was opened up a few years ago, and that has helped us to sort of bring in more people into the fold. And then we're pleased with the submissions that we saw this year, and we're all high quality submissions as well. So well done to the presenters. And I would finally like to appreciate members of the committee for doing great work organizing this event. We've had several meetings. It's been a labor of love. And then we're really appreciative of that. I think my final thanks go to the members of the executives, ANSHK executives, for the support in bringing these events to life. Yes, I believe I'll end things there. And then just to say that thank you all for making this forum a success. We look forward to connecting with you in future events. And until then, please stay safe and stay inspired. And like I said, please feel free to contact us on any of our social media platforms at any time. Send emails, write comments on Instagram, comments on Facebook or YouTube. We're happy to respond to any of your queries. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think that's the end of the session, and thanks to our chair, Dr. Oyeshina, for chairing the science and technology session. See you again next year for the research forum. Bye.
All right.
And
Bye.
in the coming week, we're going to send you the certificate of attendance and then the recording of whatever happened here today.
How can someone be a member from Nigeria?
You have to be in Hong Kong to be a member.
Also, I'll come to Hong Kong to be a member. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So, bro, have fun. Huh?
I do. I is Epson.
Yeah, we are even talking.
Okay.